the stock market, meaning companies' new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts! They're nuts! They know nothing!
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates! The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. This is the no bullshit approach to all financial markets, including political betting, Bitcoin, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today, free Ross, big weed, the money printer's gonna go brrrr, the books pay out on Biden, and top story, Bitcoin smashes through 20K. It's ape season. It is ape season. Today, it smashed all-time highs. It's 20K. Brett Ritchie, it's ape season.
It's ape season, man. This was a long time coming. I think, obviously, a lot of people thought this was going to happen in 2017 or 2018. It never quite reached 20K, and then it crashed all the way back to 3,500. As we've covered on the show, there have been a lot of positive catalysts. You have Square, you have MicroStrategy, you have other big companies, and now sort of like Paul Tudor Jones legacy. Wall Street people are saying Bitcoin is here to stay. This is a viable alternative asset. And then, of course, we have some of my other theses or theories that Bitcoin may crash in the near term, which so far look to be dead wrong. I'll take a short-term L here, but the story has yet to be written over the next week or two. Tony,
except that Tony, the producer, we're at all-time highs. Green candles with the start of Market Mania, 20,835.
Yeah, I can't get this big dumb grin off my face today, boys. We've been waiting for this moment for so long. The vindication is almost overwhelming, and there's no story written beyond this point. We've never seen Bitcoin's price beyond this point, so there's no historic antecedent going forward. Everything's gravy, baby. Everything's brand new, and I just can't wait for the world that's coming. I think we are going to see a wall of institutional money fall into Bitcoin as these idiots in government continue to print the rest of our futures away. That's my take, boys. Get your Bitcoin while it's still not too hot, because this time next year, forget it. You missed the boat.
Brett Ritchie, the human element of this, the Robin Hood type traders, if you will, 20,800. Now the FOMO sets in at like 19.7. They're like, wow, it's just going to crash right back down to the 18,000s, the 17,000s. But now it breaks through. Now.
Yeah.
Now you're.
I mean, Bitcoin's had these spikes. The question for me is, will it sustain it over the next, even this week? If it makes it through this week over 20K, I think that's a really good sign. But honestly, I don't typically pay a whole lot of attention to the short-term price other than doing predictions for the show or something like that. I'm a long-term believer in Bitcoin overall. And I think that if you want to be like a swing trader, that's great. Good luck. The A. Weisses of the world, awesome. You could obviously make a ton of money if you can beat that market. But for the rest of us, I think just get in, hold it with the long-term viewpoint is the right approach.
Definitely the right approach. Ape season is not for everybody. Do your own research, and this is not ever investment advice. The books paid out on Biden. Brett, I'm sorry, but another L. This is just a series of L's you got to take on this show.
So I didn't have Trump. It's not the L, but I shorted Riot Blockchain and MicroStrategy with my Robinhood portfolio this week under the theory that the books are going to pay out billions of dollars in bets, a lot of it in Bitcoin, and people are going to go sell it to convert it to cash. So far, that appears to be dead wrong. I'm not going to just pivot my theory to the books needed to buy the Bitcoin first to give to the people who are then going to sell it. So there's going to be a bit of a delay on this crash. As long as it happens before my Friday puts expire, everything's going to be gravy over here. So I wouldn't mind like that 17, 18K range. Just in the short term, you guys can have your 20K back on Saturday.
Yeah, and all your little gambling stuff is going to happen, and then all of a sudden Federated Mass Mutual, whatever the fuck, is going to just ape in another 200 million. And like, I mean, Tony, the Trump bets have been paid. It's a drop in the bucket compared to that institutional money, right?
Well, a drop in the bucket. But I think the bigger thing here is maybe these were a little premature to pay out these winnings. I mean, even if you don't believe the fraud claims, I personally find them very compelling, and I think we're about to see some extremely interesting stories coming out. Yeah, Matt and I were bickering about this earlier too. I find them compelling. But regardless if they're not, they haven't been settled in the minds of a lot of people, so it is a little premature to pay these out, I think, before we've got a hand resting on the Bible and the oath taken. But, they're just courting problems for themselves here. Obviously, they've got problems. But hey, by the way, I saw a photo of Brett this morning when he woke up to check his account.
Pretty much.
Sorry, Brett, man.
That's all right. Hey, down 60% ain't down 100 yet. So, you know.
Hey, just because Matt Glantz isn't here, he would say right here that, you know, the courts, you know, you have compelling evidence, you take it to a court, and they went 1 for 39 or whatever, and like it's over. Just like
I've got a lot of thoughts on that beyond the scope and scale of this show. Let's move on, boys. And Matt Glantz, if you're watching, dude, you and I gonna have it out. All right, moving on.
COVID closes in. Congress closes in on $900 billion. That's $900 billion, ladies and gentlemen. COVID relief deal. Brett Ritchie, is the money printer going again?
It's like more sputtering than that. I mean, Trump wanted 2-something billion. The Dems wanted 3, and then they couldn't reach an agreement. And now it's down to only 900 billion. To me, it's late, but it's better late than never. Businesses are struggling. People are struggling. And I don't expect a Biden administration to be friendly at all to small business. They really want big business. And then a whole bunch of people dependent on the government. Is like, that's the world they want. And so this could be almost like a last hurrah for something good for small businesses out there, which are a really integral part of our country.
Tony, the producer, you got another 900 billion incoming, and it's not really aimed at the working class human. It's more just being blasted at what, the market in general?
That's right. It's more bailouts for big business and more money for people who actually take unemployment. If you're just sitting at home, you're not getting that fat $1,200 check, as Matt Glantz wisely pointed out yesterday. So this is different in scope and scale from the previous bailout. But, you know, I just want to point out it's very interesting that in September of 2019, the repo markets failed. The banks locked up. They needed to flood the markets full of money, just like they did in 2008. And then in the end of November, coronavirus hits. Seems like a really good excuse to flood these failing markets with money. That's my conspiratorial side, but come on, this is getting ridiculous now. Anyway, the money is going to keep coming one way or another. Markets will react, but I don't think it's as long-lived as the last pump was.
Buy Bitcoin.
Buy
this week.
Bitcoin.
Buy
just
Bitcoin.
Not this week.
After this.
Until Saturday.
Weed. Everybody loves this weed. It's a new weed culture thing. And then some of the biggest names in weed stocks, some of the old school high flyers, if anybody remembers from a couple years ago, they did not return to all-time highs like Bitcoin. But Tilray and Afria. Afria? How do you even say it? Doesn't matter.
Afria would be my guess, but I have no idea.
Largest weed company.
Yeah.
Largest one.
Yeah, they're taking off.
Both stocks are pumping. Both stocks are pumping. I believe Afria is pumping more than Tilray, although I guess they came back down. Well, they had a nice big candle. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously pot is a huge market. There's a lot of players. These guys, the consolidation, this is probably just the beginning of a lot of the consolidation because it was a pretty, almost like a ragtag group, especially because pot was considered a vice stock for a long time. And so you had a lot of more, I would say, random type companies taking different approaches to it instead of like big business. Like I know Corona, the owner of Corona, they have a pot arm now, but like that 5 years ago, I'm sure they didn't. So
massive company too.
Yeah. And by the way, that's a good point. A good time to say that like all the nonviolent marijuana offenders in prison, 100% of them should be released. Look at this. This is a joke. Let them out.
Total joke.
Totally agree.
Total joke.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing to look out for with these weed stocks, though, is they do have a lot of competition from the black market, and they're all so subject to what local regulations put upon them. So they can have the best weed product in the world. If they can't ship it to your state, or the laws make the prices too expensive that you can't compete with the black market, your company's going to suffer. So you really got to do your research with these weed stocks. It's not all just gravy. The other thing to look for is new psilocybin companies coming out. That's the forefront of mental health, and they're having a lot of success treating depression with psilocybin. Those companies are about to go public as well, or if they haven't already, that's going to be another big buying opportunity in this drug space. So
yeah, I like the upside for psilocybin. I think obviously pot's just a bigger sector. I don't actually worry about the black market as much here. I'm pretty I think that once it's regulated, I'm here in Vegas where it became legalized, the dispensaries are everywhere. And unless you're a huge consumer, like high quantity, almost everyone I know just goes to the dispensary. I don't know really anybody buying black market anymore, whereas everyone was.
Well, speaking of nonviolent offenders stuck in jail that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy.
Ross, ladies and gentlemen, you have free Ross. We have a chance to free Ross. There's been rumors swirling around in the Trump pardon game that it was going to be Julian Assange was yesterday, but then it's also now being rumored. I don't even know where this is being rumored by, but this chatter is off the charts the last 24 hours. Saying that Trump might consider pardoning Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht. Holy shit. I mean, this is a great day. It's Bitcoin all-time highs, and they might free Ross.
Well, that would be amazing. I mean, to me, this case represents everything that's wrong with modern government. They've got a guy in jail for 2 life sentences for committing non-violent crimes, and these crimes shouldn't be crimes at all. This is all done in service to a drug war that shouldn't exist, a tax regime that shouldn't exist, and a non-violent guy who's just a tech nerd in jail for 2 life sentences for working with a new technology that the government was just scared of and didn't understand. Am I just out of pocket here, Brett?
No, I don't think you're out of pocket. I think that Ross, yes, I support freeing Ross. I think Trump is kind of potentially maybe leaking some of these to see what the reaction is, because Trump cares very deeply about like how he's perceived. If he's going to be like loved for freeing Ross or freeing Assange, I think that's what's his decision is going to come down to more than like what's the right thing to do here. I don't think he's necessarily looking deeply at the facts of the case. It's more about what the reception for Trump is going to be. Having said all that, there's a lot of people I think that should be like in line with Ross, or potentially even ahead of him, talking about some of these other. There have been people that have been really excessively charged. They're doing life on 3 strikes charges over like $200 worth of pot or something. And I know Ross gets the celebrity support, especially because of the ties to Bitcoin. But it was brazenly illegal what he was doing. And I agree it shouldn't have been, but it was illegal what the other people were doing. I'm just saying there's a lot of other people too that I would like. If Ross does get pardoned, I would like to see, or not even pardoned, just I mean, the system
is fucked. Of course, there's others out there. There's tons of others out there. The system is ridiculous. This is just, the one that's near and dear to the Bitcoin and the, nonviolent marijuana offender type of heart. And it's all with this common misconceptions. Like Tony said, everything from the government. There was a crooked cop trying to steal the Bitcoins. They were trying to frame him as a murderer too, which people still somehow think might have happened. But then you can just I Love Poker. That's Curtis Green, who wrote the book on it, who was the guy actually pretended to be murdered by the cops. And you can read all about it. And it's just obviously a complete LOL case.
Let me just say to Trump, because I know he's watching. I know you're watching, Trump. Declassify everything and pardon everyone. All right, let's get this going.
Brett's right.
That's right. Chelsea Manning and Snowden. Let's go.
It's going to be appearance-based. Brett's right about that. It's going to be appearance-based. It's not like, all of a sudden I really want justice. Mm-hmm. Okay. With that note, on a very special day of Market Mania, Bitcoin all-time highs. We're at all-time highs. It is time for the safety glasses to go on for the Market Mania pick of the day. Stack them to the top for you over here. Brett Ritchie, hit me with your pick of the day.
My pick of the day is, double check the ticker, RADA, I believe, RADA. It is an Israeli drone manufacturer. And I got a hot tip from a dentist on this one who watches Market Mania, saw me talking about drones coming in the Biden administration. They're going to love bombing. They're going to love these drone wars. And you know what they say, like when the dentist is giving you a hot tip, it's time to get out. Well, I don't buy that. I'm doubling down. Let's go RADA.
RADA it is. Tony, the producer, welcome to the hosting part of the show today. What is your pick of the day?
I'm going to the Overstock. They've got all that Bitcoin money sitting in their coffers right now, and there's been a lot of, I don't know if it's good or bad publicity, but their previous CEO, John Byrne, is that his name?
Patrick Byrne.
Patrick Byrne.
Patrick Byrne, yeah. He's been having some very interesting interviews on Fox News and other things, just bringing the Overstock name to light to a lot of people. So it's in the news, and they got Bitcoin. Give me some Overstock.
Great CNBC interview with that guy, the Russian seducing him, and he's working nutty. He had to solve a murder for the guy. It was crazy shit, absolutely batshit. And I'm going with, it is ape season, so I'm just going with crypto. It's just ape season, so we're gonna go it's crypto. It looked like it was gonna bust all-time highs and then just whoop.
Wait till Saturday.
Run on out, and it's ape season. So it's just a general crypto play. BCH is going to pump. That Ethereum can't be far behind. I don't know. Just it's ape season. That's it. Thank you. Oh, that's it. That does it. All-time highs. Free Ross is in the chatter on the internet.
Free Ross.
Holy, and it's free Assange in the chatter on the internet. I mean, you just shit. We're at all-time highs, and that is going to be the song today that I'll leave you with. Rita Coolidge from the Octopussy movie. Shout out to the Fortnite Stonk crew for this one. And it's an old song. Listen to it first time today. Great shit for today. Goes something like this. We're an all-time high. We'll change all that's gone before. Doing so much more than falling in love on an all-time high. We'll take the world and wait. So hold on tight. Let the flight begin. Like and subscribe to this show right here on YouTube and follow us at Market Mania Show on Twitter. We will see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's all-time highs, Free Ross, and lights out.
Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard at the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury of how we're turning, where I would turn it. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time. Strobe light like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight? My interview's tight now.